Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube NFL prediction segment, I'm going to be talking about 2013-14 NFL picks predictions for Week 14. First game, I'm going to go to the Toilet Bowl, otherwise known as Jacksonville versus Houston this week. Jacksonville is at home. I'm going to take Jacksonville. Who would think right now we'd be saying that Houston would be a floundering team? Well, I sure as heck wouldn't. Jacksonville has actually won three of their last four games. The resurgent Jaguars anyone, and they are at home, and one of those three wins did include a win at Houston, so I think they should be able to beat Houston at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Indianapolis Colts since he is at home. Can Indy generate a rushing game or enough to maybe control the game or dominate time of possession? I think Cincinnati and Andy Dalton, it's going to be too much at home for Indy to handle. Indy is a good team but not a dominant team, and I don't think they have the ability to go into Cincy and beat them. Take the Bengals at home. Next game, Green Bay Packers are at home against the Atlanta Falcons. Speculation surrounding quarterback Aaron Rodgers with Green Bay. Is he going to play or not going to play? You know what? The way Atlanta is playing, either way, I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. I have a feeling Aaron Rodgers is going to play. Something just tells me he's going to, and that would certainly make a difference, but not much considering I think the Packers are good enough to win, being that this is at Green Bay, and Atlanta is floundering. Next game, I'm going to take the New England Patriots at home over the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are starting to plummet to earth right now. They're 28th in their scoring offense. New England's like 6th in scoring offense. New England is on all cylinders right now. They love December. They're very good. In December, the last few seasons under Bill Belichick, and Cleveland has lost 6 of 7. They're kind of playing like the expansion team pretty much I and many other people anticipated. They would play at the beginning of the season. Now, I think it's safe to say it's too much Tom Brady, too much New England Patriot offense. Rob Gronkowski, starting to get healthy, and I think it's going to be too much for Cleveland to handle. So New England at home. Now the New York Jets are at home playing the Oakland Raiders. Jets have struggled of late, lost 3 consecutive games. Oakland Raiders, they're a mediocre team. They're on the road. The Jets, Rex Ryan is obviously on the hot seat. The Jets, I'm going to give them one more chance being at home, if they're going to maybe redeem themselves and, at least try to finish the season respectably. They're obviously not going to make the postseason. Can they finish 500? Time will tell. I'll take the Jets at home in this one in a tight game over Oakland. Next game, I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles at home over the Detroit Lions. I know Detroit has their volatile, high-octane offense. They got Stafford in there. But Philadelphia is one of the better rushing teams in the league. They are just on a rampage right now. Their Foles has really come through for them. No interceptions in any, for him this season. 19 touchdowns, only 2 lost fumbles, and he's playing nearly flawless football. I'm going to go with the Eagles at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers at home over the Miami Dolphins. This is a game toss-up either way. Just mainly Pittsburgh on virtue of being at home. I think they're going to put that, that thing with Mike Tomlin behind them. Whatever happened last week, it's still a very focused, disciplined team. They might not be as good as they had been in recent years, but Steelers are good enough, I think, to bounce back from a very close game against Baltimore and defeat Miami at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home over the Buffalo Bills. I know Buffalo has looked a little bit better in some recent weeks, and they're getting their offense going, and their pass rushing might be okay and this and that, but Tampa Bay has won 3 of their last 4 at home. They've been competitive in every game at home, with the exception of one game where they lost like 31-12 or something similar to that. So I believe that was to Carolina, and a lot of teams aren't looking good against the Panthers. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay at home. I think they take this one in a close game. Next game, I'm going to take Kansas City on the road over the Washington Redskins. Kansas City Chiefs, I know they've lost 3 consecutive games. They're plummeting right now. I don't think it's going to be 4 in a row. I think Andy Reid gets this team back on track. 2 of those losses were to the Denver Broncos, and I got to factor that into consideration. And Washington has not played well. The Giants went in and beat them last week. Washington already has 9 losses, and they're pretty much out of the playoff hunt. So I'm going to take the Chiefs on the road in this one. Next game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens at home over the Minnesota Vikings. Baltimore is getting their groove back. They're starting, to figure out, I guess, their identity and where everybody's going, and where, all the proponents on the team, how they're going to be operating. They've won 3 of their last 4. The one Achilles heel with them is that, in 3 of the last 4 games, they've allowed a 100-plus yard rusher. And, Minnesota, Adrian Peterson, if he's likely to get 100 yards, it's likely to be a tight game. But Baltimore at home, take them over Minnesota. Next game, I'll take the Denver Broncos at home over the Tennessee Titans. The Denver Broncos, they are the Denver Broncos. They are number 1 in total and scoring offense, first in passing yards. It could be a long day for the Titans secondary. If Titans can get Chris Johnson going and try to dominate time of possession, it could help them somewhat. But I really don't know. I could see basically Denver could very well annihilate Tennessee on this day, and I could see a strong subjugation of the Tennessee Titans on this day. Tennessee has to mainly hope, I think, to keep this game competitive, because Denver hasn't lost at home this season, but I don't think Tennessee's going to hand them their first loss. So Denver at home. Next game, I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals at home over St. Louis. Arizona, lost a tough game in Philadelphia last week. Could have gone either way. That was on the road, and Arizona showed, I think they could virtually play with just about anybody in this league. I think they could do more than play with St. Louis. There'll be an interesting battle in this game between the cornerbacks of St. Louis over playing against Larry Fitzgerald and the receivers on Arizona. But I think the receivers win out. They're victorious, and the team emerges victorious as well. So Arizona at home. Next game, I'm going to take the San Diego Chargers at home over the New York Giants. The Giants have played better in recent weeks, have won, believe they have won 5 of 6. This is a team, Giants could be a team to be reckoned with down the stretch. I don't think they're going to make the postseason, but they could, possibly, throw a monkey wrench into some teams' prospects of making the postseason. But I'm still going to go with the Chargers at home. Too much Philip Rivers and too much offense for the Giants to handle on the road. Chargers at home. Next game, this is going to be one of the intriguing matchups this week. San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to take them at home over the Seattle Seahawks. San Francisco, is starting to get their groove back. I do think this is a little bit of an overrated team. Colin Kaepernick is Mr. Versatility, I understand that, but the team is 31st in passing yards right now, and they've only defeated one team with a winning record this season. However, they have vengeance on their mind. They are at home. Seattle has demoralized them the last 2 games. 2 really bad losses for the 49ers at Seattle 2 times in a row. I think San Francisco redeems themselves, and they win this one in a tight battle. Next game, New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take them at home over the Carolina Panthers. I know Carolina is on a rampage. They've been relentless as of late. It wouldn't surprise me if they went into New Orleans and won this game, but New Orleans, a little more experienced, team. They lost last week. I think they're going to bounce back and win. They generally, counting the non-bounty scandal year, which was last season, Saints generally don't like to lose 2 consecutive in recent years. I'm going to take the Saints at home to bounce back and win this game over Carolina. Next game, last but not least, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears at home over the Dallas Cowboys. This is a game that could go either way. Chicago is 6th in passing yards. However, they are last in rushing yards allowed. If Dallas Cowboys get their running game going, it could be a very long, tiresome day for Chicago Bears and their defense. And we have some speculation. I don't really think Jay Cutler is playing. Even if he doesn't, though, it seems like their backup quarterback has played adequate enough to win, games where they can win at home against teams that are like the Cowboys, maybe mediocre, a little bit better. And I think just on virtue of being at home, I think Chicago takes this one. So those are my picks. Week 14 of the 2013-14 NFL season. And stay tuned next time where I'll give my predictions for Week 15 of the 2013-14 NFL season. Till next time, people, stay well.